This is what y'all came here for tonight, man. Y'all came here for the talk, man. So we got to give y'all that Tory Lanez, Megan the Mule talk, man. You know what's going down, man. Hold on, where's my Megan the Mule joint? It's going down tonight. Let's go ahead and put on the coupe. Let's go ahead and put on the coupe, man. Let's just do it. Hey, man, Tory Lanez, man, is allegedly 2020. He Megan in the hoof, you know what I'm saying? 2 years later, man, we go to trial, 12 days, pretty much 12 days or so. Next thing you know, he's guilty, bruh. It's a Rizzy, man. He's
on
done
all three counts.
On all three counts. Is it first of all, it's in Cali, man. Let's be clear, it's in Cali. He can basically get up to
22
years.
Yep. And deported
back to Canada. Let people forget he's not FBA. This dude is from Canada, right. So he's basically going back like his daddy's hairline. So,
and
we saw the dad go. We saw the dad go in. You know what I'm saying? First of all, you didn't see it. Hold on, we gonna play it for you real quick. Let's go.
Yes, you who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it.
Let's talk. Let's go in real quick.
She obviously got shot in the foot. Somebody did it.
Has anybody noticed that nowadays, when a narrative is put out in the media, they repeat it enough times to where everybody just starts believing it? So here's my question. If she was definitely shot, why didn't they do x-rays? Why did they use sutures? Why did the bullet shards come up missing when it came time for the trial? And how was she in stilettos twerking a few days later? Everything in that trial posed a reasonable doubt, which the burden of proof was on the state to disprove that reasonable doubt, which they did not do. So nobody has anything to apologize for.
Hey, man, Cant Go In, man. This thing. We not, this ain't no Megan Thee Stallion hate train. You know what I'm saying? We just talk facts tonight. Just 100% facts. Pull out your Hennessy, get like Miss Gibson, pull out your blow. We're gonna have a conversation, man. Cant Go In.
I mean, like we said the last time we touched on this, once Shorty recanted her story, once people started coming up randomly missing, who was key witnesses, we pretty much knew what time it was, and we didn't even really need a kufi for that. Because you already had people out in the media. We said she had a media machine behind her. They was already painting this dude as a misogynist. You know, every evil term for male hatred that you.
Well, and remember, he had a gag order for 2 years. He couldn't talk for 2 years, but she could get on Gayle King.
But she could get on Gayle King.
Yeah.
And then told Gayle King that they had no relationship, no prior relationship at all.
And they want smash.
Was capping the whole time. And then she was saying that homie was paying off Shorty.
Mufasa Lanes. Wow.
Stop.
Wow. Wasn't having it. Wow.
I mean, but there was never any real evidence brought to the table. Everything was he said, she said. None of the stories matched that folks was talking. This was obviously a case of jealousy. To me, I mean, we've seen this play out many a times at events that we've all been to, with two people fighting over a dude or over a shorty. I mean, that's what was going on, and they was all on whatever they was on. You know, there was a lot of libations that was around at this event. But bottom line is, no real evidence was ever brought to the table. Stories were twisted, turned, recanted, and key players were not to be found, which was so odd to me. And then the witness, who was actually he was like in his condo, kind of witnessing everything from a bird's eye view. Mm-hmm. He said he thought he seen a shorty with the toolie. Why did that just get tossed? You know what I'm saying? They refuted that one real quick, but it got tossed. But they kept all that other evidence that Shorty was talking about when she was crying. Almost, I wish she just would have killed me. But she was capping the whole time when she was on Gayle King.
She was.
So she wasn't telling the truth from the beginning. But yet her story was the believable one. No one, and his DNA wasn't on the Thule. They didn't have his DNA on the toast. But yet, again, that's what makes it seem like it was a setup and a frame type of situation. Like I said, this ain't no diss to Megan Thee Stallion. It doesn't have anything to do with that. Like, I'm not a hater of Black women because I feel like this story is BS. That has nothing to do with any of that. When you look at the facts, it is what it is. Because there's no evidence. Zero.
Facts. And like I said, shout out to Antoine 1486. Sad day for brothers. This outcome seems it came from either mob rule or masterful manipulation. Facts,
Absolutely,
man.
right.
Let's
Facts.
salute for the
Big facts.
$5 holler tonight, man. He's the show sponsor. Unless somebody can beat him on the bread. Shout out
Facts.
to Antoine, my man, showing mad love.
We salute you, Antoine, man. 100%, man.
Well, this is the other thing too, man. Jay Camp went in and put everything on the table, man. Everything on the table. Bebo. Disagree with anything Jay Camp's saying?
No, not at all. I'd like to tag in from what he so eloquently just, spoke on. I think with all of that information that Jay Camp just shared, and others, and other information, this just goes to show at the end of the day that society will tell you oftentimes as a Black man, or just people in general, that you're innocent until proven guilty. But especially as a Black man, and when you hear from the prosecutors, or when you know that the prosecutor has it out for you, it's guilty until you can lawfully prove yourself innocent. So
you can't prove that, and you can't prove that hairline, dude. It's a risk.
You can't prove it. And this just goes back to the book of the week I had talked about, I think a couple months ago or so, the 48 Laws of Power.
Facts. Shout out to Robert Greene on that.
Yes, there were inconsistencies, like Jay Camp said.
100 power.
Yes. We're taught to consider reasonable doubt, hearsay, evidence, those things. But the rules are different when you're a Black man, and it just goes to show. It just goes to show that at the end of the day, a lot of the things that are being said, while true, doesn't matter when the system has it out for you.
I don't even think this thing. Jay Camp laid out all the facts. You basically reiterated everything he said. I think this actual trial had nothing to do with the facts. I think it was pretty much from the get-go. Meg kind of basically went with the situation happened. We know for a fact, like Tory, she called Tory to come over there. Next thing you know, Tory's over there playing with the bunny. And Bunny's feeling them too. Oh no, I'm mad. So she leaves, comes back, starts some stuff. Kylie kicks her out. You know what I'm saying? And then they get in the whip, and then everything blows up. You know what I'm saying? From there, and of course, like Jay Camp said, the neighbors saw two little baby horses fighting, them little Broncos fighting. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They was fighting.
Oh man!
Tory come out the whip like that little king or prince on Shrek. You know what I'm saying? Coming off that horse.
Wow!
Try to grab the gun and just empty the clip so nobody gets shot.
And
next thing you know, he gets caught up.
Speaking of that, Iceberg, why is it that you have a Thule out in Cali? See, that's the other thing too.
When your bodyguard's supposed to be taking care of that.
Well, that, and you're supposed to be gamed up too.
Shout out to Demetrius.
Like there's certain states that you should know you can't take that piece with you at, and for that piece to be there in the vicinity, that's just sloppy. That's just sloppy if you really think about it. So, it's sad to see dire consequences. Wow.
You the
Kenna
worst.
going in. Kenna going in. Meg the Bulldog from her Bulldog look. Wow. Kenna.
Yeah,
I'm with you too on that,
yeah.
Sean Kelly was stumbling. Yeah.
It was stumbling, man. But
Yeah,
this all the I told you
Right.
so Negroes on social media coming out the woodwork. I told you she was innocent. Now all y'all look real stupid now. I'm like, nobody's looking stupid. It's not about that. It's the principle of all this. Like,
it is.
Name me the evidence then. What evidence was there? It wasn't even a tissue. It wasn't even a bloody. It wasn't even a bloody lace. It wasn't anything. A brassiere.
And I think it was definitely girl code, man. When everything went down, the police came. She wasn't trying to save nobody because of Black Lives Matter, cops shooting black people. It was, hey man, her and old girl was on girl code. They blame homeboy, thinking nothing's gonna happen. But then the DA picks it up, so now you got to roll with the story. So that whole dance, bitch, and all that, like the dance and the gunshot. Come on, man. Stupid. Like, I think it's exaggeration. I think this, if you've been watching the trial, shout out to Lawyers for Workers, Milagro Graham. She's been holding it down, and she got the yams. Can I get to the yams? She got the yams too. So they've been holding it down, man. I've been watching all like for the last 2 weeks, man. It looked like a slam dunk, you know what I'm saying, on the trial, but Jay-Z came in. Oh, Desiree Perez came in. Nah, buddy. We got some CDs to sell from Megan Thee Stallion. She still owe us bread. She can't take this L, bro. The other thing too is she got a boyfriend, Party, right? He's a writer in the industry. Why do you think he didn't come to the trial? Because she's supposed to be a single black woman, powerful and empowered. She can't have no boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? So the whole trial was pretty much set up to kind of be this man versus woman thing, especially black men and versus black women, which is trash. Right. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when all this jumped off at first, everybody was like, man, Tory's lame. He's whack for shooting her. Bum B came out. A lot of cats came out supporting Megan. You know what I'm saying? So it was never about no dissing her and she's a black woman and we don't like black women. Like, stop all that cap. When she started going on, what's my sound effect for Gayle King? When she went on Gayle King and said she didn't smash Tory and she didn't get them cheeks clapped, you know what I'm saying? And then she goes in the trial and says they were clapped. I got the sound right here. Hold up, what is sounding? I got the claps. You know what I'm saying? The claps on the joints. So he lies about that. Then that's when people are just holding her accountable. That's not hate. That's holding her accountable. What do y'all think?
Because of his motive. We start to understand some motive in there.
So, straight claps, man. You know what I'm saying? Party, man. Yeah, was embarrassed, man. Because she basically, I didn't smash the cat. And let's be clear, I heard she allegedly smashed the bodyguard too. That's why they leaking his D prints all over the joint. You know what I'm saying? All on Twitter, man. Go in there and look if you trying to get your freak on, Miss LB.
Oh man, they ROBBING, Miss LB.
Oh man, yeah, hey man, you know
it's all
man.
We got you.
Man. We appreciate you.
We got you.
Hey, I got a possible kufi for y'all. Got a possible kufi.
You want me to play the music now or later?
Here shortly. Possibly.
Go ahead.
So you mentioned you just briefly mentioned the labels, right?
Yeah.
Who is Meg signed to?
Gentrification Jay-Z.
And who was Tory signed to?
I don't know.
Interscope. Here's the thing about that to go along with it. One is signed. The other, it went from signed to independent, which means, well, doesn't mean it, but at the same time, allegedly he has his masters. That's money out of the pockets of the record labels.
Say that one more time, Bebo.
Meg is still signed to Rock Nation. Tory Lanez was signed to Interscope but is now independent and apparently or allegedly owns his masters, which means that's money taken off out of the pockets and the coffers of these record labels in the music industry. Fast forward to this whole situation in the trial. What are your guys' thoughts?
Well, and
just asking the question.
J. Kim, go in, J. Kim.
Asking the question. Y'all might need a little something brown in here for that one.
You don't even have to really ask that question, because I feel like the proof is all in that pudding, because we've seen that mastermind at work before. Anytime the labels feel like ain't no kickback, they gonna dip their hands in. They gotta get their fingers dirty. They gotta slip on that OJ glove. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's also a how dare you situation.
Yeah,
it could be a how dare you situation. You were on the tit, and now you gonna get your own milk,
right?
You gonna get you gonna step away from the growth. You gonna step away?
Hey, Mike knows what time it is. Mike Brown knows what time it is. Put the coof on. You know what I'm saying? Again, his daddy said the same thing.
Of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it.
Here's the end piece to that. Well, oh yeah, gotta play the music.
It's a koofy night tonight, y'all. Get the Hennessy.
A lot of koofies.
A lot of koofs on tonight, man.
Even with all of that, the powers that be don't care. They got what they wanted out of this whole deal.
Facts.
However it went, they got what they wanted, and that's the main lesson I think that should be learned here.
The devil's in the detail.
The devil's in the details. Again, regardless of the evidence, regardless of the what was omitted, what was not omitted, what was and what wasn't. At the end of the day, when you're presented with what that prosecutor has on the table or a lack thereof,
it was a lot of lack thereof.
Yeah. You've got some serious thinking to do. You got some serious thinking to do when you're in the position of a Tory Lanez.